We are in for a treat today. We have Miss Leilani Lucasong, who is here to talk about how she went from a few hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to well over $3 million in 1 year alone in federal government contracts, as well as how you can do that too. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to her so she can formally introduce herself and tell us more all about her company, Leis Consulting.
Hi, Kizzy.
Hi, Leilani.
It's an honor to be here with my mentor. Officially,
you're so sweet.
I found someone in the new space, my new ocean, my new family, Dr. Kizzy Parks. Wow, it's definitely a journey. From starting with revenue of 100 to 300 to 5 and the 3 million. I say, well, 5 million because the year's not over yet.
Right, that's right.
I'm not fiscal year. We are a calendar year company.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to reach that 5 million to perhaps the 5 billion. Okay, that's going to be a secret. She can talk about that. But anyways,
tell us about what you do with Leis Consulting.
Leis Consulting Group, we are a general construction company. And we have, I would say, it took me about, 4 years to be in construction. It's definitely a male, I would say, male dominant industry. And especially, I'm in California. It was very challenging to get into the space because definitely I'm a woman and there's no space for me in construction. However, because of my diligence and one of the CEOs, I think I was in a conference. No, it was a capability briefing. And the CEO pulled me to the side and said, Leilani, your passion is coming out of your pores. So I said, you know what? Can I steal that during my capability briefing? He said, absolutely. So from that point on, I was able to use that as an excuse to get in, not an excuse, but I was able to get in the federal sector. And they really saw my sincerity, my authenticity, and my transparency when it comes to budgeting.
Which is really key because often we think you lead with just the technical background opposed to these other elements, the passion or personality. So some watching may think like, oh, well, maybe she was already in construction. Were you in construction? How did you get into construction in this whole government contracting realm?
So at the age of 17, I've worked for, I would say, 4 international firm, not to mention, you know, let's say Gensler, Perkins and Will, as a project accountant.
Okay.
And also a project manager. And I extracted all that skill set and I said, you know what, I wear many hats. And so I extracted all the experiences that I have and I just, you know, I put them all in, I would say put them in one jar and then I gave it to the federal government. Pretty much, I would say not only the accounting side, the project management side, and operating the company as a director, let's say, of operations, and put all that in one bottle and sold it to the government.
And what led to you going from being in these kind of like corporate environments to stepping out and being a business owner and providing construction to the federal government?
Because discrimination, and they said I can't do it.
Who was they?
I can't do it, meaning everybody. From coming from a W-2 environment and the other general contractors, and they said you can't do it. You want to do construction, you want to do janitorial, you want to advocate for the homeless. They said, Leilani, there's just no way you can do it. And I said, okay. I said, I'll be right back. And so this is, I'll be right back now time, you know, that I'm here with you. just to let them know that the more they challenge me of saying that I can't do it, they tell me to go right and I go left. So,
which is a testament to you, because especially when you started out, you're dealing with being in an environment where most of the people don't look like you. Being in this environment where people are saying, hey, you're not gonna be able to do this. Why are you even trying, in essence? And then this environment where you're making, you know, hundreds of thousands, you're making money, which seems like a lot. You know, maybe for some, hundreds of thousands of dollars is your ultimate goal. But keeping in mind the government spends well over 500 billion, hundreds of thousands is, you know, at the low end. So what kept you going to keep you kind of on this path to where you are now? Why not just say, you know what, this is it?
It's also a paradigm shift for me. It's not just knowing how you read the contracts or knowing the scope of work, but I think it's a paradigm shift because I'm the product. I believed in myself because of the passion that I have. The people like heard me on the phone, like they see me while I'm on the phone, because they never see me.
Right.
However,
right,
those passion transcends through the other party, and they said we got to give her a chance. I'm okay with a $5 contract, a $10 contract, but I said, hey, this is a government contract. And going back to my first original contract, it was $65,000 for 5 years. So let's call it a credit card job.
So break that down. What was the contract for?
Okay.
Was there a particular set aside? How did they pay you?
Okay. It was definitely a set aside for total small business.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? Take away all my 8A, the Hub Zone, and other certifications, but I said, I know how to compete. Let me compete. And I've always been competitive, even in, you know, during the high school days and college days. And I just know I have it. But I just didn't know when I'm going to arrive. But I just know I have this. I have this product that I can sell and somebody's going to buy it. Yeah. So, having said that, I just didn't stop.
And so, who was the agency?
I'm sorry. The agency is, it's the Air Force Base.
Okay, Air Force.
In Leis, Texas. And I didn't even know that Leis, Texas existed until I got there. It's for carpet extraction. Like, Lord, they need to do something with us lodging. But, you know, I was happy. I was happy cleaning the carpets because none of my employees showed up on my first day.
Wait. So so you get this 5-year contract
for $65,000.
Ecstatic. You won. Small business set aside. You're there in, I'm assuming, kind of rural Texas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And no one shows up
on my first day. I was at the Welcome Center. It was me and my carpet cleaning machine. That's heated. It has a built-in heat, by the way. Yes. So who do you think extracted the dirt from the carpet? Me.
I know. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I was happy to do it. I was passionate of extracting their carpet for the next contract. I said, they're going to see me. They're going to know that I'm really passionate and this is my space. This is where I belong. 100% federal work. I have nothing against the state and the county, and I love my state and my city. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding. But I do love. When I say in love, I make love to the idea of being in this space. And that's how passionate I am.
And it comes through. I mean, to the government employee who mentioned that they could feel your passion, to just being here with you. Because we're physically together. We're here in California where she's crushing it. And it's also vital because it helps you stand out. There's thousands and thousands of different vendors out there, but how many people are actually passionate about what they do? I mean, you can even feel your passion talking about cleaning carpet, where others may just see it as like, oh, you're cleaning carpet. It's like, no, it's bigger than that. And that's why you're beyond the $1 million mark. You know, fewer than 3% of women-owned businesses ever go past $1 million in revenue. This is a huge accomplishment.
And the difference is, I was willing to do everything and anything beyond the scope. I was picking up trash, and I know they can see me. They can see me like, that's not part of my scope. I would clean the place like I have done and perform janitorial work. However, I said, you know what? It's not part of my scope. Don't do it. I was happy to do it. I was happy to break my back for the federal government.
Wow.
Whatever it may be.
And now you're in the 8A program. So
Yes,
talk to us about that. So you won the first small business set aside. And then how did you go from that to, okay, I'm going to get into this 8A program?
Well, you know, wow, I had a story, but not to mention the sad moments during the 8A, but I'm going to fast forward it to the 8A. I don't even know where to start, but I lost hope with the 8A program. That's how I kind of, you know, it didn't matter to me what an 8A program is. I lost my thought. And I said, 8A or not, I just didn't believe in the 8A program in the beginning. And even now, because I would always advertise Leis Consulting Group, and we are dedicated and passionate doing government contracting, not just government contracting, because we are passionate to doing construction work. And I didn't realize that one of the agencies like really sought me out, like really saw what I was doing in their space. And they said, Leilani, you have to tell them that you're an 8A. Don't dismiss that opportunity. And do not, oh my God, like grow your business. Stop collaborating with the big guys. Grow your business. And I thought, hey, when we collaborate, right, I thought it will give you a better buffer, right, a better chance of winning. But no, if you're ready to call and kayak, I would always say this, from California to Alaska, you can grow your business. And that's how I grew my business.
And that's powerful because the big businesses come across as shiny and stable, and we're often pushed or voluntold, you know, go partner with one of these type of companies. But there are these multi-billion-dollar organizations where in reality, what is our real value to them? And sometimes they're working to take our work away, or they just want to work with us because of our set aside. And it can be beneficial. It can also be very problematic.
Yes. And I have to thank you because it's not like you didn't coach me. So, but you're like, you know what, Leilani, go ahead. Miss K was like, go ahead, Leilani, do your thing. So she trusted me in that space. But also she warned me, Leilani, don't do it. But I was very stubborn. And so it's one of those lesson learned, lesson learned. And I wanted to have a taste of not so much failure, but I wanted to have a taste because so I can also tell the other small businesses that do not be, so desperate to partner with a very huge firm, because just try to grow your business. Try to, I would say, start from humble beginnings.
Yes.
And work your way up. There's nothing wrong with that.
And that's what you've done, as we've worked together, as I've been coaching amazing Leilani, is that she's focused on her business and on her team. Because again, we get distracted. oh, this big company has this opportunity for us, so let's go over there. Or, oh, I want to help out my cousin, so what can I do to win some work for my cousin? And, these are all great things. Or, oh, I want to focus on bidding for getting an 8A or a service disabled. And we forget the main thing with business is on sales. It's on building your business, because at the end of the day, it's your business. So what were some things, or maybe not just that, but do you want to talk to them about our capability brief journey? Because I think that's one of the,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I'm reading into it. I feel like it's one of the pivotal points with you and your business as you were growing your business.
Right. Should I talk about our...
Yeah, you can share it.
Okay, so, wow. I was really scared. Dr. Parks made me so freaking scared that I thought I was going to pass out, because I said, okay, we're going to Texas and I'm going to do a capability, not so much a capability briefing, but a capability gratitude briefing.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are telling me, Leilani, the agency is familiar with you. But I'm like, well, I haven't seen them. I want to connect with them. So by the time I, got there, I just wanted to tell them thank you for, hey, trusting me of doing a government contract. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I feel so special, because, that's the government. The federal government really wanted to trust me, my firm, to be able to do the work. We were also after a project, which is, really pivoting into another, I would say, not sector, but another venture with Kizzy, which is staffing.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, in my mind, we already won the contract. However, when we came back from California, from Texas to California, I said, we have to be in that QVL.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, how am I going to redeem myself in the Honest to God truth? She made me nervous that I have to talk to the FAA. I'm sorry. I have to talk to them behind the scenes. Because if I don't get in the QVL, if we don't get into the QVL, I'm like, holy shit. I'm sorry. But we did it, I already knew that we were going to get in because Dr. Parks has years and years of experience in this space. But one thing is, I know we were talking about the government contracting. We were talking about how to be successful, how to be a great entrepreneur. But I think I also did put my mindset into really, it's like, when they say you walk to walk,
Mm-hmm.
I would say I breathe, I ate, I made love to SAM.gov, and that's the honest to God truth. I wore my shirt every day. I'm Leis Consulting 24/7. I'm not Leilani, but I was Leis Consulting Group. And I did it 7 days a week, nonstop, for 7 years, nonstop. And I would always say, it's a lonely place to be.
But you never gave up.
No.
And that's what's so important about this, is that she never gave up. She's been crushing it with the FAA. And so I knew that it was just a matter of just adding a little bit of techniques, strategies, and kind of the why behind why these strategies actually work. And so when we were in Texas with the FAA, what was amazing is the small business rep was there. There were, I believe, 3 contracting officers, and it was great because they were able to meet her. I played a minor role. I told her she was Beyonce, I was Kelly Rowlands over here, and that she was the main person, and that I was just there, just serving as her mentor and just being there for support. Because what's also key is, in addition to where you're going, it's important to look into different areas to branch off into. And so staffing was one of them. And you can share with the world, oh, I want to do staffing or I want to sell products, but you know, are they going to really believe you? But when you go there with someone who has a track record of it, it really shows them, oh, wow. Okay, now we can think of Leis Consulting Group as providing staffing and construction, not just because she said it, we see it. And so then that teed us up to then partner on an opportunity that's at least, what, $1 billion for this qualified vendors list. That
$5 billion.
$5 billion.
For 5 years, yes.
For 5 years.
But I also wanted to say it's just not the contracts, you know, when you're starting your business. Not just the contracts, not just the relationship. But I look at it like in construction. What is your foundation? Who are you with? Who's around you? Who's your network? Who's your family? Loyalty for me is very important. So this part, I promise not to cry. I really promise not to cry and shed any tears. But I must say, if you're starting your business, and this is the honest to God truth, because I was in debt building my company, $250K, and I said, shoot, I can't have a finance accounting background and I'm in debt. So what important is you have to find a family, because family for me is very important. I don't have a big family, but since I'm married to Sam Dagov, that's my husband, by the way. Sam Dagov is my husband, and I'm engaged. Well, engaged and married to Sam Dagov. It's very important to have a village. And having said that, a village will not let you fail. A village will not stab you in the back. A village will support you in any kind of way. However they can support you, they will be there. So to me, that was important. When Dr. Parks came, when I reached out to her, she actually gave me a brand new brain. And I'm not kidding. Brand new brain. My organs were chopped up. And she put me back together. And now you get the brand new Leilani. And I'm not saying that because you're also my friend. I'm not saying that to say because I remember those days during my during the time that I was breaking, you know, really I was not breaking down. But yeah. I thought I was going through depression. I've never been depressed. But Kizzy, you know, I thank you because I remember the Saturday and a Sunday. Okay, I'm not going to cry, I promise. And you have a life, and the millions of subscribers that you have, and the people you mentor. But you stayed with me on the phone for Saturday and Sunday, and every weekends after that. So I'm forever grateful for you.
Well, I'm so appreciative.
So it's not so much like the whole mentorship. Like I feel like I have a sisterhood with Kizzy, and you know, it's like when you find your own family, you have your new ocean, and really it makes your job out there lighter than what you think. Federal government contracting is not really that hard. But if you have the tenacity and the passion,
yes,
there's no way that you cannot win your first federal contract. That's the easiest.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, winning is the easiest, but then it's, once you win, it's the executing. It's going from hundreds of thousands to millions. It's being able to create this sisterhood, and you ran with it. There are many out there who may have faced similar obstacles and they just gave up. And they said, I'm done. And they didn't want to go forward. But you continue to persevere. And that's why you're well over 3 million, on track to 5 million because of that. Because not just because of the 8A program, or maybe you're thinking, oh, she's just getting a ton of sole source. That's not it at all. She also has a hub zone. She also is competitively bidding. She's expanding. And that's what makes a great company, to your point about the foundation, that's a strong foundation. These big companies, IBM, Lockheed Martin, Deloitte, they don't just provide 1 or 2 or 3 things, or 1 and 2, 3 verticals. They're in so many verticals.
That's true. And like what she always say, what is your added value?
Mm-hmm.
So once you build and build the foundation, you're like, wow, this is my added value. Then you go to those big guys, and maybe they'll even entertain you.
Right.
But with me, I'm just happy. I'm just happy being in this space. I'm happy not to, even to reach out to, the big guys out there. That's fine. I can be the little guy. It's not a problem. But those little guy got into QVL.
Right.
Yeah.
Got into the QVL, and you're working on projects that are that are just meaningful. It's not just, I guess, like personally, I always had this kind of thought around construction because I was not around anyone in construction when I first started out in government. I had no idea. Everyone was in simulations in Orlando. They were in training. They were in staffing. They were in IT. And so I also have learned a ton from you because I learned the meaning. You want to talk about the tower project that you're working on, and yes,
yeah, it was a really sad situation. I believe the young man, I think he was 18 or 19 when I think he died. I think he died on the spot. And actually, our team is going to repair the air tower control in Yakima, Washington, and I'm just gonna say it's an amazing job. I don't know how much more, but that I can share. But we are, what's today? Monday. So Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to Yakima tonight, and so I would just say just an amazing project. I kind of don't want to talk about it yet, but it's really an amazing opportunity. Just it's not even the price of the contract, but it's just, I think I feel privileged or being in the space to be able to work with the federal government. It's like going to a Disneyland or Disney World, and you're like, oh my God, all this rides. That's how I felt. So it's just really super amazing. The awareness that I have that other people don't have. And so it's like I'm a forever weapon that I have that nobody can take it away from me.
Right. And they can't take it away. You're working on these efforts that, just, they're so important, which is amazing. Because I think that's one of the greatest things about federal government contracting. It's not just, I sold some computer parts on Amazon, which is amazing if that's what you do too. But with this is like meaningful. What she's going to work on there is going to have an impact on the community, turn this tragedy around. And that's just it's so awesome about this space and the options.
Yeah.
I always talk about it's like a cereal aisle because I used to always love eating lots of cereal, like Cocoa Puffs when I was a little girl.
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
I say Fruity Pebbles.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
I love
Pebbles.
cereal.
Yeah.
So, but then you have so many options, and that's what's so cool.
Yes.
Just especially going back to your background in finance, and then bam, you're in construction.
Yes. But I would say I grew up since I was 17. Been around architecture, architects, engineers, and construction. But I didn't know I was in that space. I'm like, how are they getting all these projects? But it was in front of me, but I wasn't aware. The awareness is the key. Now I'm aware that, hey, this is actually possible. It's possible to work with the government. I'm like, wow, it's just super amazing, super amazing. But I wanted to say, with all my sincerity to you, Kizzy, that, this newfound ocean for me, I want to talk about how easy it is and how I would say it's less challenging for me to be in this space, knowing that you have a support, knowing that you can call someone, knowing that I can call you at any time. And I know hundreds of people probably calling you per day, but you don't fail to not respond to me. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, to your team, you know, you have an amazing team. You have an amazing company. And, you know, I wanted to tell everyone too that, you know, in researching for your mentor or someone, I would say your newfound family, right, it's very important that you have to look at their winnings too. How can they teach you? I mean, Kizzy, I mean, you guys probably already know that you won over $50 million in contracts. So I'm like, how did she do that? She actually did it. It's her company. Or you can look at U.S. spending, you know. So I just wanted to say, I mean, I sound like a broken record, but, you know, family is important.
It is. And I appreciate what you said, you know, and it's, you put in the work. That's the biggest piece, is you don't give up, you put in the work, you keep the questions coming, because every single situation is different. Even within the same agency, even in the same body of work. And so make sure you also give yourself flowers for all of your accomplishments that you have done and you're going to continue doing. And so I'm just so grateful because you make it easy.
Thank you.
And I love that. And that's also why I'm pretty sure, especially after what I saw at the FAA with the capability briefing experience, she makes it easy for them. That's why they were open to meeting with you. That's why they had the 3 contracting officers there and the small business rep.
Right.
Because they want us to make it easy. They don't want us to stand in the way or to be on this pedestal. They want somebody like Leilani, like y'all watching, you know? And so I'm just so grateful.
Thank you.
And where can people go if they want to get in contact with you, or maybe they want to subcontract, or they just want to learn? Where can they go to connect with you?
They can go to my website. It's Leis. It's Leis -consulting. They didn't have any available domains, so the hyphen in between, the laceconsultinggroup.com. So it's lace-consulting-group.com. And yeah.
And we'll put it in the comments. But also, I love, again, you have to make the most of what's there.
Yeah.
For our initial domain, it was like kparksconsulting.com. It was like this long, and people would remove a letter. And it took a long time to be able to buy that shorter domain because it was expensive.
Yeah.
So I am so grateful. I'm so honored to be here because I'm in person, y'all. We're in person. So
she's my mentor. So I don't know you guys, but subscribe. Okay.
Yes, you gotta subscribe. Y'all gotta subscribe. You gotta hit the notification button. Y'all gotta share, comment, join the Facebook group, go to govcomwinners.com. Please do this. You know you get a free gift at profitablecontracts.co. And most importantly, how I always close my amazing little videos. Amazing videos, even little videos. Amazing videos. Don't forget, everything is possible. Until next time.